16. You love life. You gave everything up to save it. And you were just an android. I let you die. I can't do that. I won't watch anymore. I feel it slipping. And I won't watch this anymore!
Gohan is arguably the most important character in all of Dragon Ball. While a character like Goku epitomizes the idea of striving to be the best, and Vegeta depicts the ups and downs of excessive pride, Gohan's character tells the ultimate story of overcoming self-doubt. From the very first moment we see Gohan at the beginning of Z to the end of the Cell Saga, Toriyama beautifully crafted the story of Gohan overcoming his own self-doubt. The story is so important because it's an inner battle that so many of us can relate to and fight on a day-to-day basis. A battle between light and dark, between our conscious and subconscious, our ego versus our shadow self. Before I explain how Gohan was finally able to overcome his self-doubt, let's look at his story from the beginning of Dragon Ball Z up into the Cell Saga. Gohan as a young child could be described as shy, quiet, and well, a crybaby. He was the first human Saiyan hybrid in the Dragon Ball world, so from a young age he had high expectations as a fighter. Despite being a scaredy cat, he always showed potential for something greater. The first time we meet Gohan, he gets lost and finds himself floating down a river about to fall off a cliff. The entire time he's crying, which is understandable, but the interesting part is that before Goku could make it in time to save him, he ended up hanging from a branch way above the cliff he almost fell from. This feat surprised even Goku, but he didn't think too much of it at the time. The next time we get a glimpse of Gohan's latent potential is during the fight with Raditz. When Raditz had Goku on the ropes, Gohan, reacting off pure rage and anger, broke out of the Saiyan pile with a power level above 1300. This shocked everyone there because he was displaying strength on par with adults as a 4-year-old. Flashes of potential like this happen numerous times. The next time being when Frieza in the second form almost kills Krillin in front of Gohan. At a time when Vegeta succumbed to fear facing Frieza, Gohan dropped all fear and blacked out again, surprising Frieza, who had been toying with them the whole time. The Cell Saga, however, is the most important part of Gohan's story when it comes to his growth and development as a character. Wait, before we get to that scene, I want to talk more about what led up to this moment. Before Gohan could even think about ascending past Super Saiyan, he had to become a Super Saiyan first. This will require him to look inward and reflect on what was holding himself back. In the scene where Gohan first turns Super Saiyan, we get a beautiful inner monologue where Gohan battles with his thoughts of self-doubt and ultimately comes out on top. He remembers his past battles, but ultimately Goku's word. The power comes in response to a need, not a desire. You have to create that need. In Gohan's situation, his need was to eliminate his own self-doubt, which was blocking him from getting stronger. And when he finally did that, he achieved the Super Saiyan form. When Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2, his need is to protect those around him. After seeing Android 16 die and the Z Fighters being brutally beaten by the Cell Juniors, he snapped. He let go of all of his doubts that were holding him back so he could be able to obtain his need, which was preserving life. Earlier, I mentioned the shadow self. The shadow self is a concept in psychology invented by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. The shadow is composed of a person's unconscious and unwanted feelings, qualities, and experiences. Everything your conscious mind thinks is negative is what makes up your shadow. And it's important to note that negative in this instance doesn't mean bad, but opposite. Your shadow self can consist of traits that can be considered positive if your persona consists of quote-unquote bad traits. This is the case with Gohan. On the outside, he was a scary young child, but deep inside, he had insane levels of confidence. The type of confidence that can make a 5-year-old boy go toe-to-toe with Frieza. Every single person has a shadow self, and it's important that you identify what it consists of. It's important because when we can identify our negative traits that we repress, we can attack them directly. This is why Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 transformation is so impactful. After seeing Android 16 die and Cell taunting him saying, "Yet another fighter you could have saved," Gohan realizes that his problem is that he keeps watching things fall apart from the side due to fear and self-doubt. That's why when he powers up, he yells, "I can't watch this anymore." He consciously chose to bring his shadow self to the forefront. He stopped letting his doubts block his power and unleashed all his potential. This is where Goku deserves credit because he was the only one who knew exactly how to get Gohan to realize this power. He knew the only way to get Gohan to lose all his inner doubt was by backing him into a corner. It's important to note that not everyone explores and taps into their shadow self the same way though. Gohan was put in high stress situations which brought out that side of him. For you, it might take meditation and self-reflection to find out what your shadow self consists of and if it consists of qualities that you want to bring to the forefront. Gohan's story is a story about self-realization and overcoming self-doubt. It's a story that many of us can relate relate to, which is why it's so inspiring. Your shadow follows you literally and figuratively. You might as well explore it before it's too late.